know where to go with that one. So, how was your New Year? Yeah? Just go out and party it up a little bit. Just stay at home and snuggle with someone you love. Doesn't matter how you do. However you ring in the New Year is a very personal thing. Different folks do different things. How the heck are you? You doing well? Right on. Hang around, keep listening. We'll give you tips to keep that up. Not doing so well? Well, keep listening and taking some action, and we see if we can't change that for you. Welcome back to the DNA programs from YourSuccessAtLast.com for more of those motivational conversations, because you, like I said, you are at this is Your Success at Last DNA from YourSuccessAtLast.com. That motivational that you need every single day. Those core inspirational building blocks going to help you get what you need done. Hey, you know about this program. I've mentioned it a few times. You don't. The 7 critical steps to success? Yeah, I know I've told you about it a number of times. You know those 7 critical things that you need to make sure you pay attention to in order to reach, all the peak potential that you have wound up down inside you. Well, a little later on, I want to tell you how you can get your hands on it. Plus, I got a little surprise I want to tell you about. But I'm not going to bog you down with that right now. We're going to start off like we always do at the beginning of the weeks and ask, how do you feel? A little hungover, maybe? God, I hope not. I mean, it's 5 days into the year. If you're hungover from New Year's, then, whoa, man, you partied it up pretty good. But seriously, all joking aside, how do you feel? And then I want to know, I want you to think about, how do you want to feel? Taking those 2 questions, you're really sitting down and seriously thinking about them, can certainly put some control back in your hands. We can use that for what's going on at the beginning of this year, like we always do. And how are you feeling about your resolutions? Again, we're 5 days into the year. How you doing taking those on? Here's one of the things I want you to think about as we get into the new year. I want you to really, it's not about what I want. It's all about you, really. You should be planning yourself a self-indulgent year. I mean, with all the things that you have to do, you might sometimes think you don't get to do all the fun and frivolous and interesting things that you want to do. So, what if you just did them, right? It's not that simple, right? No, it is. What if you planned activities that you've wanted to do forever and spread them over the next year? Pretty cool, right? I mean, I thought about this last night, and I was sitting back, kind of reflecting back over the year I've just experienced. And let me tell you, it was a roller coaster year. It had some bottoms. Oh my God, let's say just go crashing right down. Oh, crushing at the same time. But then it had some wondrous high points. And a lot of those high points, yeah, they were planned. Yeah, they were planned out. Some of them were planned out a long time in advance. Some of them were a little more spontaneous. I can tell you that there's an event going on next month, around the 14th maybe, that was planned out months ago. You can plan these fun activities. Now, you might not be able to squeeze in every single thing you want to do, but even planning for a few of your long neglected dreams might make this year more adventurous, more enjoyable, more fun, more passionate, more romantic, more just about anything, right? Can you feel the energy? Yeah. Think about it. You can feel it inside you. Well, I could do that. Yeah. But only you can make this happen. So let's talk about a couple of things you're going to want to do. Consider some of this as you go through your planning. What's the first thing you need to do? Well, you need to make a list. Now, I want you to include everything you've wanted to do, but thought you didn't have time for. I mean, you want to get a professional massage. You do want to take some course, maybe in photography. Maybe you want to do yoga 5 days a week for 3 months and see if you get any results. I don't know what it is. You want to take a trip with your significant other. You want to spend a weekend away, hint, hint, right? You want to read the entire Divergent series. I don't know. You want to watch all the Star Wars movies back to back, right? Have a Star Wars extravaganza one evening, just for fun. Whatever it is, whatever your pleasure is, put it on the list. And as you're doing this, I want you to remember something. You're worth the time, you're worth the effort, and you're worth whatever money it might take to do what you truly want to do. So go on. That's right. Go ahead. Indulge yourself. Okay? Now, go through the list and make some selections. Grab a highlighter or use the pen or pencil you were just using and circle things and mark all those activities that you could realistically do. For example, maybe you want to take a trip away and traveling in Europe. It might not be possible right now. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not privy to what's in your bank account or what's on your schedule for the next 12 months. But for me, it might not be so possible right today. Now, 6 months from now, who knows? Now, I want you to stay open-minded and honestly evaluate each item that you get excited about. If at all possible, vow to make your most special activities happen. Forget if possible. I want you to vow to make those, at least maybe those top 3 that really make your heart sing, just chime inside your soul, right? I want you to vow to make those happen. Of course, the next thing to consider about is those financial costs. Now, if you want to watch a Star Wars marathon, not a whole lot vested in that. But on your list, I want you to go through it and kind of write down an estimated cost for each of those items. Remember that you've got some time to save some cash, right? You've got a year in front of you. Maybe you don't do it this year, but maybe it's right around the corner. And then you could work on a budget, and if it's possible to do what you want to do over your next self-indulgent year, right on, right? A lot of us sit down and we say, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do that. But then we don't sit down and plan out the financial piece of it and say, well, geez, that's going to cost $1,000, and then you got to add the $500 for that, and another $100 for that. Next thing you know, you're at $2,000. Oh, I can't afford that right now. Yeah, but over the next 11 months, you could figure out how to save up all that money and then put it down and say, oh, look, I get to do it after all. Okay? And let's not forget, there's a lot of those activities that you're going to write down that are free of charge. Yeah? And they pay back big time. All right, so here's what you should do next is grab a calendar. Yeah, this step can actually be pretty fun. All right, now go through the calendar and look at all those. Review all the activities you wrote down, but definitely review those activities that you either highlighted or circled. Those, man, I really got to do these, and really consider each activity you decided to include in the upcoming year and plug them in month by month. See, during your self-indulgent year, you're going to be doing what you usually do. You're going to be going to work, cleaning the house, washing the car, keeping the yard, blah, 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 all that stuff. You're just going to be using your spare time in a lot more fun, a lot more productive way to do the things you deserve to do, that you want to do. Sorry about that. An alarm sitting out that just started going off here on my phone. Anyway, all those things that you deserve to do and that you want to do. Is that where I was at? God, I hope so. I'm not going to go back and re-edit this. Anyway, now, if the activity involves some other folks, like, I don't know, I've done this in the past, spending time with your brother, call him up, tell him what you want to do, insist that you're serious, that you want to spend a weekend together, a week together, or just a day, and discuss your plans and find out what works with their schedule as well. I hadn't seen my mom since my dad passed away, and that was 7 years ago. And I know, bad son, so smack the hand. Gave her a holler up right before Christmas time and said, hey, Mom, I want to come on out. I want to spend Christmas with you. And she was like, right on, come on out. And spent 3 wonderful days with my mom, just hanging out, catching up, BSing about the past, remembering my dad, yada, yada, yada. It was just the best time. So Go through, lay the groundwork. Check into the specifics, all the items on your list. We talked about writing down the cost. There might be other things in there. If you want to have that professional massage example I gave earlier, look online and find some local masseuses. Jot down their names and numbers. And maybe even give one or two of them a holler and see what what their schedule looks like next month, the month after, or if you want to take that class, does a local community center or college or neighborhood center offer the one you're looking for? You'll be surprised what's out there and how usually inexpensive it is. See, here's the thing. If you start doing things, you'll start feeling exhilarated as you seriously consider doing the things you've only dreamed about, or go, man, it'll be fun if. In like forever. If you have a partner, inform them what they're planning. Don't keep it a secret. It's not always a good thing unless, that's kind of a special surprise. Then that's cool. But I want you to share your excitement. Get them excited too. So, wow, right? And plus, you've done a few steps in planning. You won't be like, oh, well, you're just being all frivolous. No. And in the event you need some assistance to make your activities happen, you'll want to discuss your needs with the people who can help, right? Your friends, your family, your associates. Maybe you want to grab a crew together and go to a local ball game. Okay, maybe a lot of folks do that all the time. I don't. Anyway, here's the thing. I want you to recognize that you're worth whatever it takes to experience those little joys or really your dreams. So follow the little ideas I've given you above to work towards experiencing one of the best years you've ever had. And I'm not talking about you're going to reach all your goals. I'm talking about you're going to be working for things all year long. You're going to get up, you're going to go to work, you're going to take care of the kids, you're going to go to school, whatever it is that you do. It's adding those little joys and being a little self-indulgent in your year that can change your life. Now, on the same note of a self-indulgent year and a happy year and your New Year's resolutions, I'm going to spend the next few episodes focusing on just that new year and all those resolutions you probably set and you haven't set them. Let's talk about setting them, right? And how you can be successful in not only setting them, but accomplishing them over this upcoming year. And and give you some ideas on how to do it easier and quicker than you might have even thought. So go to yoursuccessatlast.com and click on the big banner across the top, about the middle there, or on the right-hand side. You'll see the 7 Critical Steps to Success program. I've been giving this away for some time now, as I mentioned. I'm going to be replacing it in the next couple of weeks, so go get it before I take it down. Then you'll be all set up for getting the surprise I have coming up. I'm doing I'll call it a New Year's resolution, a resolution revolution webinar. And, okay, I know how much it's going to cost, Tracy. No, this one's for free. This is just for my listeners, just for the raving fans I have. Okay, just for the few fans I have out there. And we're going to talk about how to get your resolution set, how to get them accomplished, and all kinds of great tips and tricks, you could say, on getting things done and making this really a productive and self-indulgent year. Okay, so for the rest of this week, we're going to talk about, tomorrow we're going to talk about, will this year belong to you? And you know what? Yes, it will. I'm going to help you do that. And then we're going to talk about the day after that, willpower and your resolutions. Thursday is determination and motivation for your new year. And we're going to close out the week with help your kids wish upon a star. Now that you've taken care of yourself, let's talk about passing on the legacy of goal setting and resolution setting. Well, with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully. Take action. Bye-bye.